The nurses looked at it and they told me, we cannot do this. Because if your blood cells are here already at 1.4, if you're going to administer more, then you're not going to survive.
You die.
He called me and he's like, Ebu toanguo. I'm like, hey man, from nowhere it's not normal, right?
Yes.
It's not normal for a guy just show up from nowhere and even me mentioning the type of cancer that I still have because I'm still trying to manage it, is something that I've never done in public. And I think guys need to have some knowledge. I've talked about these things starting from the fetus development to the time the kid is born, how it can actually be sorted out. I remember one of the judges actually commenting on one of my photos and told me, Rashid, you need to work on your legs. Can you imagine somebody telling me to work on my legs?
And you,
and I thought I had the best legs.
Most people with you.
I used to do tests and scans every week. And we came to realize that I had cancer in October. You continue with the treatment, your whole system is gonna, like your immune system is done. Yeah. Now you might die from anything. Yeah, you anything can kill you at that point. Rona. Yeah. So, and if you stop again, you've stopped. You're just going to get messed up. Like I said, I was at stage 4.
Rashid Issa.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm good.
Actually, so for someone who's watching this episode for the first time, or someone who's hearing about you, who is Rashid Issa?
Rashid Issa is just a normal guy who has passion in bodybuilding.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm married and a father of 5.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 boys. No, 2 girls and 3 boys.
3 boys.
Yeah.
Congratulations. So, what does fitness mean to you, or bodybuilding?
Fitness is actually, for me, it's a lifestyle.
Okay.
It's something that I'll do until I run out of that energy or that will to do.
To bodybuilding.
Yeah.
So let's talk before we jump about bodybuilding, how you started bodybuilding. How is your background? Your childhood, how is it?
I think I'm one of the luckiest guys in the country to have gotten the best bodybuilding foundation, let me say.
Okay.
Because in around 2006, there's this guy called Mesha Kochia.
Yes.
Yeah, Mesha saw me somewhere back in Mumias, and actually he saw potential in me. And he started approaching me to, join him in the gym.
Which year?
That is 2006.
2006, okay, 2006, okay.
And it took him a while before he was able to convince me to actually join him in training. And that is now 2007, around January there. That's when I decided to actually join him and try just working out. For me, it was just, being fit and, achieving that body, just looking good. That was the goal for me. And I think for him, it was something else. He saw that potential of me maybe doing very well in bodybuilding. Yeah.
So before to pick up over how you met Mesha, I want just to know about a little bit things about your childhood, ilikuwaje, grow up, all those things.
I was born in Busia, at the border. I grew up there, but I went to school in Mumias. And later, after high school, I actually joined the National Youth Service. And I think that is where my discipline and endurance is. That is where my will to achieve, my drive actually, I got it from there.
From there.
Yeah.
Uko shule, what was the dream before you jumped bodybuilding? What was the dream? Ukisoma?
My dream to be, passion in cars. That is something most people don't know.
Oh,
I'm actually, yeah, I have a diploma in automotive engineering.
wow.
Yeah. And so that was my passion before I met Mesha Kochin.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the first time uliingia gym ulikuwa when? First time wewe pesa yake. Siku tu ulikalisha mguu kwa gym. Which year?
2006.
2006.
Yes, I went to a gym somewhere in Mumias. And you know, I met some guys that looked at me and maybe they thought for them, they thought I was somebody who has been training before. And you know, this guy decided that we train legs. Trust me, at the end of that workout, I promise I'll never train with those guys.
Was your first day? It was your first day.
It was my first day in the gym, and it was a leg day. So they actually, for me, it was like they're trying to show off that, you know, yeah, we are veterans in this, and there's no way you're going to just show
survive
up
this
and
again.
Yeah. So I somehow told myself I'll never train with the guys. And yeah, for some reason I also kept away from the gym. And I think these same guys talked to Meshak about me.
So, kiwanda kidogo, this time, mko shapatana na Meshak?
No, by then sikuwa nishapatana na Meshak.
Mko shapatana na
Yeah.
What inspired you kwenda gym? Kama anataka kwenda gym, nini kuinspire?
I had just come from the National Youth Service, and I've actually, growing up, I'm one guy that I've been playing football, I've been sprinting. So I've always been into sports.
Okay.
Right? So when I came out of college in 2005, I didn't have much to do.
Okay.
You know, I was not working, I was not employed, and I thought maybe by 2006, I just told myself I need to be doing something. And, you know, so I thought, why don't I try going to the gym?
Wow.
And yeah, when I went there the first time,
ukapigizwa legs.
Nikapigishwa legs, and the guys were like, no, you don't look as strong as, you know, you're not as strong as you look. For me, it was my first time, so I didn't like the
workout they give you.
No, not that I didn't like the workout. Of course, I went through it. You know, I finished the session. But again, that is not what you do to a beginner, right?
Yes.
That's not what you do to a beginner. Yeah, you need to be a bit soft when you're introducing something to someone new. Yeah.
So that's 2006. Then the next time ulikuja gym? Because you told me earlier, uli take a break before, then urudi kwa gym.
Not really a break. I just decided, no, I'm not going to do this thing.
Okay.
And there was a time I think we were doing some, we had something to do with that Miash Sports Complex. Okay. And that's where I met Meshak, now for the first time.
For the first time.
And you know, being that guy, he saw potential in me, like I said, and he was like, Niaje, si ukam to train huko kwa gym yetu? And my question was, where is your gym? So he told me the location. I was like, yeah, nitakuja. I never went. So because in my mind I was just, you know, with the previous experience of meeting some guys that actually wanted to push you that much, I was just told myself, okay, I'm not going to do it. But you know, the persistence of Meshak, and he's one calm, very humble guy.
True. And
you look at him, I told myself, yeah, this guy wants, you know, well for you.
Yes.
Yeah, he's not that guy that wants to maybe to outshine you or anything. So it took him several months, let's say, and I told him, okay, I'll join you next year.
That's your 2006? That is now
2007.
2007
yeah.
Now. Then you come join?
And come join.
Then how was the program?
It was actually good. And like I said, I'm actually grateful for his foundation. Because, you know, he introduced me to bodybuilding, but despite the fact that he was way, you know, better than me, he allowed me to start from the ground. You know, having that training partner,
was taking you back.
Stroke a trainee,
okay,
that is starting, you see. So he was not pushing me in terms of weight. I used to do my weight. He does his. You see, and that is how we ended up becoming the best training partners. And I learned a lot from him.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long did you train with Meshach?
I trained with Meshach until 2010.
Oh, 2010.
Yes.
The reason when you come training, umekwambia vision, you want to be a bodybuilder, or you're doing it for just for fun?
For me, like I said, I just wanted to have that physique. Right? I just wanted to have that physique. But with time, in 2007, we went for election. Then shit happens and I was like, I'm not going to work out again. Okay. That was it. So I stopped working out. In 2008, I was not working out. And at some point, Meshach started coming to look for me again.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. He used to come and I would tell him, nitakuja kesho. Nitakuja next month. Yeah. That is in January, February. Do you know that I resumed workout in 2008?
What? Kutoka 2007?
September. Yes.
Okay. Why you decided to resume? Because you get back, this time in 2007, you're not working. You're just home, still.
By 2007, I'm now working.
Okay, which job?
I'm now working. I was working at some hardware as a salesperson.
Oh.
Yeah. So he used to come there and tell me, you know what, let's go back to the gym. And even my player, who was my aunt, would tell him, sometimes when I was inside, he would actually tell Meshach, Rashid yuko.
Niko ndani.
Na niko ndani. So, but yeah, in September 2008, I decided, let me go back to the gym. Okay. Because I was somehow affected by the politics of the year.
Okay.
Yeah. And, you know, when the then candidate who lost, actually, somehow I got affected by that.
Why?
Because I was deep into politics. Very
that
deep.
Time?
Yeah, that time. I was deep into politics. But again, I told myself, like, what am I gaining from these guys? What am I gaining from politics, right? Okay. So I decided I'm no longer going to take part in politics.
So when you say
that's how I told, okay, I'm doing this for myself. And I'm not going to get involved in something that is going to drain me this much mentally. Right? Okay. So I just decided, okay, let me go back to the gym.
Oh, so that's why ukatoka from politics and focus about gym.
Yeah, now I started focusing on bodybuilding. I went back in September, and around December, Meshach told me, okay, Rashid, kuna event Kericho. Si tuende. That is, I think, Friday. The event is on Saturday.
Nikesho too.
Nikesho. Meshach is telling me, si tuende. And I'm like, okay, let me give it a try.
This time, umerudi gym, hujakaa sana kwa gym, sio?
3 months.
3 months.
3 months.
Only 3 months.
Yes.
So many condition bado kila kitu.
Condition was that, to me, that was like, it was not about condition. It was just like, let me step on that stage for the first time. Okay. I never knew anything about conditioning, diet, or anything. Me with Meshach were just, training partner. That's all. Tukimaliza kila mtu anaenda shughuli zake. So I didn't know much about bodybuilding, let me say. Okay. And like I said, my goal was never to be a bodybuilder. But when he told me that, I was just like, okay, let me give it a try. Okay. So I went to Kericho, and at that time, I think I was weighing around 78 kgs. So I did middleweight category, and I came in third.
What?
Category, yeah.
Did you know anything about posing?
No, Meshach showed me the same Friday that he actually told me about.
The same Friday, and you're going there? Hey.
That is what happened. So he told me, okay, we have an event in Kericho. Okay. Let us go. So what you need is a posing trunk. I think he got one for me. Wow. And he showed me he didn't complicate issues. We just did the basics. Front bicep. Lat spread. How do you call it? Most mass. Yes. We just did the basics. And I think I was ready for that. Wow.
But this time, remember one thing, condition you're not okay because I'm only 3 months. Meaning you're not prepared. Alikwambia tu leo.
Yeah, ameniambia leo, but I'm that guy. I've always been lean. And you know, one thing with if you actually, people can see your potential. People can see your potential. Sometimes you don't know how much you can achieve yourself, but some days we look at you and they're like, yeah. Even right now, I can go out there and see a guy and tell myself, if this guy gets a proper training, he'll be one of the best in the country. And I think that is what Meshach saw.
Okay.
Yeah, Meshach saw that. Something maybe I didn't.
You didn't see for yourself?
I never had a vision for.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, stepping on stage.
Then you finish.
In the category, being third was a great achievement.
Wow, that's true.
Yeah. So we did that to 2008.
Okay.
I went back to training. Again, Mr. Kericho, 2009.
Oh.
Yeah, I was doing one show per year.
One show per year?
One show per year.
Unafanya kazi yako ya nini?
Yeah, one show per year. Again, no prep, no nothing. Yeah, December, we are there. Mr. Kericho, 2009. I became second in category.
Wow.
2010 was one of my best, I think. Yeah, because I was now, no, same category.
Same category.
2010. I won the category.
You won?
I won the category.
Hiyo ni yako ya tatu.
Yes, that's my, yeah, I won the category and overall I was second.
You did 2 show. That time ulifanya category yako?
I've done 2008, 2009, now 2010. I'm doing my 3rd show.
The last show.
I am winning the category, going to the finals, and yeah, I lost to Meshach. That was a great achievement. Just being by his side, you know, standing side by side with Meshach. That was a great achievement. True. So this is my mentor.
True.
You see, this is the guy that has inspired me. So you. Just standing next to him, for me, was the greatest achievement, actually. Yeah, and I was just like, no, I didn't even want to win against him. I didn't have the physique, of course.
Okay.
But even if I had, I was just, no, I'm not supposed to beat this guy.
To win.
No.
He's the one who mentored me. He's the one who inspired
so he's supposed to win.
Yes.
Right? And surprisingly, after the event, Meshach told me, Rashid ulikuwa poa.
Wow.
Yeah. He's that kind of a guy. When it's good, he'll tell you you're good.
Good. Oh.
So in 2011, I think I relocated from Nairobi from Mumias to Nairobi. Yeah.
Nini kuleta?
I got a job. Yeah.
Okay. Which job?
I was working at 680 Hotel.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. Now, that is a bit tricky for me because we're working for 12 hours. I could go to work at 7 in the morning and leave at 7. No time for gym.
No time for yourself.
No time for gym. So go back home in the evening, come back the following day. I tried training during weekends. It didn't work because I'm that guy that actually wants commitment.
Okay.
I always give my best. If I don't have time, then I won't try
do it.
No. I just say no. So, yeah, the whole of 2011, I didn't train. 2012, I didn't train. 2013, I didn't train.
3 years.
2014, I resumed training in June.
Okay.
Yeah, at this point, I've now been actually promoted to a level whereby I can actually play with my timetable. So I can come in at work at whatever time that I want.
Oh, wow.
So I decided, okay, I'll be doing mostly night shifts. And yeah, so that I can create time
for yourself.
Yeah, for myself to work out. I was working until 7 in the morning, go home, sleep, wake up at 1, go to the gym, train.
You could shop your time? Nairobi specific where?
Satellite.
Oh, Satellite. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I used to go to some not well-equipped gym. But you know, sometimes they tell me it's not about what you have, but how you make use of what you have, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did from June. Then around November, some guy called me, and by that time I was posting.
Oh, now
I was
2014.
posting on Facebook, and guys were like, "Hey, ulipotelea wapi?" Yeah, squeeze
Serious?
tuoni nini? Yeah. So some guy saw me and told me, "Niaje, we have an event in Nakuru. Si tuende this weekend."
Like, amekupigia example, amekupigia lini sasa? Amekupigia siku gani?
Amenipigia kama event imefika. Yes. It's 22nd of November 2014.
Oh.
Yeah, jamaa ananipigia kesho kuna event. Right? Kesho kuna event Nakuru, si tuende? Kamwambia tunaenda. So the same day I traveled with this guy to Nakuru. Yeah, and we reached there. At this point, I've actually moved to light heavy category.
Okay.
I'm around 93. What? 83 around there. Because light heavy starts from 80 to 80.1 to 90.
Right, okay.
So I'm around 83 kgs. And I'm looking at the guys that I'm competing against. Do you know who I'm seeing? Lihanda.
Yeah?
That is a Mr. Kenya, right?
Yes.
Now, I'm told that is Lihanda. I had never seen Lihanda.
But ulikuwa kumsikia?
Nilikuwa namsikia tu. No, I'm told that is a former Mr. Kenya. And you're like, ako kategori gani? Ako kategori yako. I'm like, yeah, man. Kutakwaje? I just told myself, focus. Then, I tried to focus. But again, something was telling me, and I have this behavior of looking at my competitors.
Okay.
Just looking at them, trying to actually, I mostly focus on legs.
Oh, okay. Mostly inakunga weakness ya watu wengi.
Weakness ya watu wengi locally, and that is the biggest challenge we have is legs. I think most of the guys, I don't know if it's the background or the foundation.
Genetic or...
They tend to, genetics. They tend to not to have good legs. Sometimes I don't think it's just genetics, but the foundation.
Okay.
Yeah. So I looked at Lee, and I told myself, I don't think he's that good.
What?
Yeah. Because the Lee I was seeing on Facebook.
And the one we are seeing face to face.
Yes, and the one that was there face to face were actually two different people. Right? Yeah. The Lee that was on Facebook, or the few photos that I used to look at, being a Mr. Kenya, I look at him and I'm like, yeah, that guy was a beast. But on this particular day, I was like, okay, I think I have bigger legs than him.
What? One thing I'm trying to know, this time umeambiwa show ni kesho, prepping uje prep.
Hakuna prep, bro. Una prep aje?
I just want the condition how.
I know nothing about prep. The condition how, that is me. Like, did I tell you that I went to the National Youth Service?
Yes.
Yeah, the kind of training we have there, it gives you that a crazy mental focus. It gives you that endurance. It gives you that drive. Like, it's hard for anyone that has gone through that kind or level of training to give up in anything.
Oh.
Right? So, and I think genetically I'm just a lean person. If I tell you for the last 2 years, my body fat percentage has been like 7%.
7%?
7%. I know you can't see it because I have less muscles from the treatment I had, the cancer treatment. But trust me, my body fat percentage has never gone above 7 for the last 2 years.
What?
Yeah. It has never gone beyond that.
Okay, tuendelee kwa sure,
So yeah, we stepped on stage with Lee. I think he came out fourth.
Fourth?
Yeah.
And you?
I won the category, of course.
What?
Yeah.
You won the category?
I won the category. That's the light heavy.
How?
I went to the finals and I was meeting guys like, who? I was meeting Dennis. And if there is anyone that actually inspired me to come back to bodybuilding was Dennis. Because the last time I saw Dennis in 2010, Dennis was in bantam category. In 2014, early 2014, 2014 or 2013, Dennis wins Masomania. And do you know who Dennis is beating? Tyson.
Tyson?
Yes. I was just like, damn, no.
Then you can beat Tyson.
Like how? Yeah, I told myself, Dennis beating Tyson was a big surprise to me. And I was like, if Dennis, the guy that was playing bantamweight, can actually beat Tyson, then I can do better than that.
Oh.
And Tyson was a beast. I think you know Tyson.
Yes, I know.
I myself, we used to train in the same gym. Actually, the gym belonged to Tyson.
Okay.
Right? And even Tyson, I thought Tyson was not a guy who would just walk in and say you want to train with him. He was a beast. His weights, his endurance, muscle endurance, the intensity of his workout was just on another level. I don't think at any point I actually felt like I should join this guy in his workout. No.
It was very intensity.
Yeah. So I had a lot of respect for him in terms of his discipline and everything. Okay. So for him to lose to Dennis was just something that actually inspired me. It was a surprise, and it also inspired me. And I told myself, yeah, I think I can go back.
I can do better than.
Yes. I remember telling my colleagues and showing my colleagues a photo of Dennis, and I'm like, you know what? I can go back to bodybuilding and win these titles.
Wow.
Most of them did not believe because they didn't know much about me. I'm that guy that would go somewhere, sit down, talk to people, interact, and I won't even tell you who I am. So they never thought I had a background in bodybuilding. When I was telling them, you know what, I can go back and win these titles, some of them were like, no.
They didn't believe.
Yeah, they didn't believe you. They didn't believe me. So in the finals, Mr. Nakuru, there is Dennis, there is Jose, some light, I think heavyweight guy from the coast. Some few other guys I don't remember. And something happens during the finals. Some guys have been like 4 years out.
Yes.
I'm stepping on stage in the finals, and guys are like, who the hell is
this person?
Umseni nani? Yeah, for those who actually knew, 3 years is a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time to have new athletes. It's a long time to have new fans.
True.
So guys are like, who Umseni nani?
James Kia.
At James Kia, it's only few people who know me. And at some point, the crowd went quiet. Yeah, because everyone was for Dennis. Remember, Dennis is coming from winning a Masomania.
Yes.
So I think Dennis is here to prove a point.
He has a fame lecture.
But again, Dennis is facing a challenge from some unknown guy. A guy that people don't know where he's coming from. At some point, the crowd went quiet completely.
They don't know you?
Yeah. They don't know me.
Yes.
And I remember some guy known as Chambers. He used to be, I think, a student at Egerton. I remember him shouting and saying, Gini wase kwalo. And you know, okay, I understand some Luo. So it's just like, I think it was him admitting that we are not winning this, but we can actually rig it. We can actually rig it. Yeah. I won that. It was my first. Remember, it's my fourth.
Yes, your first show.
My fourth show. I won Mr. Nakuru.
What?
Yeah. After that, yeah, we came back to Nairobi. Now I have...
How did you feel first? Like you didn't expect. How did you feel?
Surprisingly, it was... I'm never this guy that would actually feel like I've achieved a lot by just winning a title.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm never that guy. In my life, I think it only happened once. I'll come there.
Okay.
So, yeah, we won Mr. Nakuru, came back to Nairobi, and during that time I met this guy, Adnan,
my
boss, my current boss.
Okay.
it was the first time I was meeting him like one-on-one.
So that's
We were just
2014.
friends on Facebook.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, yeah. Then in 2015, we did a show, Mr. Nairobi. Again. Yeah. You
So
step
this time no umejipanga.
Hakuna kujipanga. Normal training. Like, I just train normal. A few weeks to competition, unasikia, oh, kuna Mr. Nairobi. I think I have to do that. Yeah. So at least kuna ka motivation. I've won Mr. Nakuru.
Mr. Nakuru.
Yeah. You need to prove something to guys.
Yes.
But again, you're just doing it at your own pace. No pressure. I step on stage. Win the light heavy category. Go to the finals. I win the category. I win the finals.
Hey.
Yeah. Then now I feel like, yeah, I'm Mr. Nairobi. But again, at that point, you're just more focused on your win and everything and going back to training. Then around, I think, October, they organized a Mr. Kenya. Now that was crazy.
How was it?
The other shows we used to go, I think I was the most potential upcoming athlete. Right? Most of them are guys that we had been competing with since 2008.
Oh, the people have been there.
Yes.
Before.
But when it comes to Mr. Kenya, now that is where I have to meet the veterans.
People have been there.
Yes, the guys that have been there. Now in the finals, I met Tyson. I'm meeting Tyson. I'm meeting Kasidi.
What?
Also, yeah.
Watu jina zao.
Yeah, Kasidi.
Juu.
Kasidi, I think, is a guy that used to do welterweight. The guy was sharp like blade, with a very good symmetry, with full of experience. And then you meet Tyson. Tyson is a beast, like over 90 kgs, ripped, and you look at him, you're just like, no, there's no way I'm winning.
There's no way I'm winning this show.
There's no way. Yeah, there's no way I'm winning this. Yeah, the show was won by Tyson.
Okay.
Kasidi came in second, and I was third.
Wow.
I was third.
Wow.
And Kasidi came to me after the show. I think during the finals, before the winner was declared, and Kasidi told me, kijana, uko na mwili mzuri sana.
Ni mara kwanza tu amekuona.
Yes.
It's the first time.
No, that is not the first time. There are shows that I did before, and Kasidi was a chief judge.
Okay.
I think the first show in Kericho, Kasidi was a chief judge. And Kasidi told me, ume lose kwa sababu una experience. And I'm like,
what?
Do we bring experience on stage, or what we bring is a physique?
Okay.
I think people bring their physique on stage, not experience.
Not experience.
I don't know how experience
come to the stage.
I don't know. Yeah, but 2015, that's how Tyson won. Followed by Kasidi, then I was third. We had some issues with the judging. The upcoming, my group and the other guys were complaining a lot about the judging, which I later told myself, like, am I going to focus on what the judges did? Because at the end of the day, there is something I need to work on.
Okay.
We all have weaknesses.
True.
So I'm not going to focus on the past. I remember one of the judges actually commenting on one of my photos and told me, Rashid, you need to work on your legs. Can you imagine somebody telling me to work on my legs?
Your legs. And you kitambo ulikuwa
And I thought I had the best legs.
Ulikuwa unaangalia most people weakness zao.
Yeah, na najiambia naambiwa hata na watu. People are telling me to an extent that I also felt like, yeah, niko na mguu mzuri. But it's something I could, especially calves. So that is a judge telling me that I need to work on my legs. And my response was, it's still there. I want to have the best legs that have never been seen in Kenya bodybuilding. I think I managed to achieve that. Because if you go back to some years, anytime we would talk of legs, people would mention Rashid. Yeah. At some point, I think I managed to achieve that. So I went back to the drawing board and started working on myself. I was not going to be a crybaby. No. I was not going to do that. Yeah. Worked on myself. Then I think there was another event in 2015, the same year. There was an event, Mr. Modern Fitness in Mombasa. We went there in December, I think December 5th. Yeah, we went there. Again, I lost to two of the best. Yeah, I lost to Tyson won the event. Paul Mwangale, another veteran. Paul Mwangale was one of the best guys in bodybuilding when we were growing up. Like I could see, if you look at his physique back in 2008, let me start from where I started seeing him, 2008, 2009, 2010, Mwangale was something else. Trust me. So, yeah, I'm facing Mwangale in the finals. And yeah, he always used, to me, like, the good thing with me, if I see a good physique, I actually appreciate it.
Wow.
I appreciate it. And the first time I saw Mwangale on stage, I was like, yeah, this guy is good.
Oh.
Trust me. So meeting Mwangale in the finals and Mr. Modern Fitness was a bit of a challenge to me, because I was like, now I'm meeting this guy. Am I even going to be in the top? In the top 5? Yeah. But I just told myself, yeah, focus on the event. I'll take you back. 1 week to Mr. Modern Fitness. No. After the Mr. Nairobi, I got a sponsorship from one Fit for Life gym. They actually gave me a life membership at their gym.
Wow.
Yeah, they told me you can come to a gym and train anytime that you want.
So this time you're still working your job?
Yes. Okay. Then there is another gym, TKO. It used to be around. I don't know if it's still there. TKO at Nyayo.
I don't think.
The owner is Jamal.
Okay.
Yeah, Jamal also told me, you know, anytime you feel like, come to my gym, work out. And I also have some 6-month supplement for you.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. You have membership free supplement?
I have a life membership at a gym, and the other one is giving me like a 6-month membership plus supplements. That was a great opportunity, right? Yeah. So I used to train one day maybe at Fit for Life. The other day I would go to, just used to balance.
True.
Because, you know, these are two different gyms with different equipment. Sometimes you need, you know, you need to train same muscles, different angles, you know, for you to achieve what you want. So at this point, I'm also meeting Suleiman, who is actually one of my best friends. Suleiman, yeah. So 1 week to Mr. Modern Fitness, Suleiman visits the gym at Fit for Life.
Fit for Life.
And Suleiman looks at me, he calls me and he's like, Ebu toa nguo. And I'm like, hey man, umsi anatoka from nowhere ananiambia nguo. It's not normal, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not normal for a guy just show up from nowhere alafu anakuambia ebu toa nguo nikuone. Yeah, nikavua. I told myself, yeah, nikavua. Mimi nikavua, kabaki na boxer, and he was like, na unaenda game. Like, are you really? Yes, that's what. Suleiman is one guy that will tell you the way it is. Yeah, Suleiman atakwambia utachapwa.
Anakwambia kweli?
No, he never sugarcoats. So Suleiman looks at me and is like, even ndio unaenda game. That is 1 week.
1 week?
1 week before Modern Fitness.
What?
Nikamwambia akasema utachapwa huko. So we sat down with Sule. He called Adnan. Adnan used to be a member and a co-partner in a Fit for Life Gym. So he called Adnan. Surprisingly, I'm the reason the two met.
What?
Yeah. And up to now, they're actually friends. So he called Adnan and we had a meeting after workout. So they two actually decided that they're going to come in and just try to push my training and everything. Wow. So Adnan was to provide my diet and supplements. Then Sule will do the training.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think that is the first time I was doing supplements.
This is the first time? All this time you never done supplements?
No. Where do you think the name Gift came from?
Where?
The moment I stepped on stage for the first time and I was able to come out, be third.
Title.
Yes.
Okay.
And people would be like, huyu jamaa amekuwa kitrain, mesha kanawambia zi. Ameanza juzi tu, hapana haiwezi. And I think it's the same time that Phil Heath, the Gift was, you know, I think he just won his pro around that time. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, I got a very good training. Sule took me from up there in terms of weight to down. He actually...
This 1 week?
Yes. Sule put me through some kind of training that actually made me hate him. And we used to fight. And I used to tell myself, you will not see me tomorrow. Kesho unioni hapa. But again, going back home, I tell myself, that guy, I'm not paying him. Ananisaidia.
Yes.
Unaona, I'm not paying him. And the other guy, buy your food. Unaona? Supplements. So what is my role? Show up. Train. Because they all want the best for me.
Oh.
Now we did training for 1 week and the results were amazing.
1 week?
1 week. 1 week of dieting. Trust me.
What?
Yeah. If it was not, believe me, if it was not for that 1 week, I wouldn't have position 3 in the finals.
1 week?
1 week. 1 week made a huge difference.
Okay.
And even the guys at TKO are like, umse amekula nini? Yeah. Umse umemlisha nini Suleiman? Jamaa amekula nini? Yeah, but I think that was my first time to do a diet.
That was the first time? That
was my first time.
All this umefanya show, hizi zote ine?
Zote. Hakuna ile.
You never done diet?
Mr. Kericho 2008, 2009, 2010, Mr. Nakuru, Mr. Nairobi, Mr. Kenya, 6 shows without dieting.
Dieting?
Yeah. You come to diet on the 7th show. 1 week to competition.
What?
Yeah. And there was a big difference, actually. I actually loved it. And that is when I actually changed my mind and decided, like, okay, this is what I should be doing. This is how I should be working out. This is how I should be eating a few maybe weeks or months before competition. Yeah. I came third. Yeah, that was quite an achievement in terms of a different physique, not really in terms of being third, no.
A different physique.
Just presenting a physique that...
A different package.
Yes, a different package. You see. Went back home. Then I think Mr. Kakamega was organized the same year. I traveled there. Kakamega is my county, so I need to go and represent. Yeah. I won that one too.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And it was a great achievement for the year, let me say. So I won 2 in 2015 and lost 2. Then 2016, I think that was my peak year.
2016 now.
2016.
You still doing your job?
Yes.
The same job you're nafanya?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, somebody else is on board, Kenya Bodybuilding Supplements. All right. Now, I have two guys providing for supplements.
And food?
Food. I have one guy making sure that my training is okay.
It's okay. And you have free.
So I'm getting everything that I want.
Wow.
My only thing is to show up and give my best. And trust me, I did that. So in 2016, that was one of the biggest challenges. And you know, winning a title, I think, like I told you, it's never a big thing for me. Now, it came to a moment where I had to defend a title. Yeah. Remember, I won Mr. Nairobi 2015.
2015, yes.
2016, I have to defend that title.
The one you lost.
That was a challenge. And do you know what time it's coming? During Ramadan.
What?
Yes.
So there's a time
you're supposed to be fasting. You're training, and you have a title to defend. You show up, get beaten. You don't show up, people will say you're afraid.
You're afraid. Rashid Issa.
So I decided I'm going to show up and get beaten.
What?
Yeah, let me go and lose it.
Yes.
You know, I did it. I actually had to change my days into nights. So actually train late evening.
Okay.
And eat more during the night.
Okay, so you changed your day.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a bit tricky. But yeah, I managed to defend that title.
You defend?
I did. I won it for the second time. I did win that.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was in May. In July, now Kide actually organized an event for me in Dubai. That was the first Dubai muscle show.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. So I traveled to Dubai. Before traveling to Dubai, I was actually training here in Nairobi, but some few weeks, I decided to go to the coast just to try and adapt the climate.
The weather, yeah.
Yeah. I was there, I think, for 2 weeks, just working out with Sule. And yeah, I went. I didn't do bad. I actually came second.
Second?
Yeah, I was second.
In the show?
Dubai Muscle Show.
What?
It was the first one. Yeah.
The first show?
The first show.
Dubai.
The first Dubai Muscle Show.
Wow.
I went there. I was
second.
There. Yeah. So it was quite a great achievement again.
True.
For me. Although that I was not really excited about it.
Why?
Because I was preparing for Mr. Kenya, which was 1 week away. So I do a show in Dubai,
then you have
on
to
Saturday.
Come back.
On Tuesday, I'm traveling back to Nairobi. And yeah, I only have 1 day to train.
1 day?
Yeah. Tuesday, I'm supposed to be working out. I didn't work out. Of course, I'm traveling. Then on Wednesday, I do my last training with Sule at TKO. We did that. Yeah, Saturday, we are going for the Mr. Kenya.
Mr. Kenya.
That is now my second Mr. Kenya to take part in.
Yes.
Yeah, who's coming? So many guys. There are a lot of upcoming guys. But in the finals, Paul is there at his best. Tyson is there to defend his title. Yeah, and yeah, the gift is there to prove a point. And the finals were tough. One of the toughest I've ever been.
3 people,
yes.
Each person won't win the title. What?
Tyson, this time round, I think he was a bit, he had actually dropped in terms of conditioning and everything. Paul Mwangale was at his best. So it's just a matter of who's gonna look
You
good
and Paul.
in the eyes of the judges. Yeah, I ended up winning that one.
What? Umetoka Dubai?
Yeah,
You only had 1 day to train.
to train. Because usually I take like when I'm competing, and that is after gaining that experience. That is after knowing how to diet and the prep thing. My training usually stops on Wednesday.
Stop on Wednesday?
Yes,
Okay.
my leg day has to stop a week
Why?
to competition, because it takes a long time for your legs to recover. And you can only look good if you are recovered.
Okay.
You can't step on stage with pumped muscles. You lose all your...
Condition cutting.
And I think that is one thing that most local athletes don't know.
Okay. We get there. Let's continue.
Yeah, so I won that one. Mm-hmm. It was tough. I think the battle was between me and Paul. Paul looked shredded, especially on the front side. He's a badass. Mm-hmm. But I'm stepping on stage with very big legs, very like quads, not as ripped as he is, but Paul. Very lean, but with a very good hamstrings. Mm-hmm. And I think I'm proud to say that I had the best hamstrings in the country at some point, in terms of size and just conditioning. If you go back to my photos, you might...
All that we share with them.
Yes. So I think I carried the day because of my lower body, mostly.
Okay.
Yeah, I looked good. I was amazing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And if you ask me, I won that.
You won that?
I did. I won that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that is
2016?
2016. The same year, we did Mr. Kakamega.
Again.
Mm-hmm. And this time it's a bit, it's crazy because I've done like 4 shows.
For 1 year.
So I'm fatigued, I'm exhausted completely. Mm-hmm. And I remember we used to have like a WhatsApp group for my fans. Now I'm telling these guys I'm exhausted, I'm fatigued. They couldn't take it. They told me, you're gonna compete.
What?
Waniambia Rashid, utaenda lose, enda uchapwe. Hii mwaka tunabeba kila kitu.
Umepiga show 4 for mwaka moja?
Yes, umepiga show 4, nimewin. Jamaa wataki niachilie, wananiambia enda uchapwe. Utaenda, wacha uoga yako hiyo. Uh-huh. Yeah. This year we are taking everything. And I'm like, guys, me nimechoka. Because at that point, I was actually fatigued. I was not even feeling my training. No, I was sleeping, but I felt like I was not recovering from it.
Okay.
No. So, yeah, I decided, okay, let me go and take part in it.
Improve something.
This time I was just like, wacha mi niende. Tusiwamesema niende. Wacha niende. I won it.
You won it again? One thing I just want to know, ni kitu gani uko unafanya different for your shows to win your show?
Kitu gani nilikuwa nafanya different na watu wengine ama?
Yes, na watu wengine.
I think for me, ever since I met Sula, I came to realize that there's a difference between a bodybuilder and a powerlifter. Okay. One trains for strength, the other one trains for muscle.
Okay.
The one is lifting heavy and maybe a few reps, and the other one is actually activating his muscle. Mm-hmm. You see, it rounds up to the techniques that different guys actually apply.
Okay.
For me, I work out, I make sure that during each and every rep, I try to recruit as more muscle fibers as I can. So in any of my workouts, you might look at me and you're like, this guy is doing heavy. For me, it's not heavy. I'm not a heavy lifter. If I'm doing squats, let's say 160, and I'm doing 12 reps, some guys will look at me and they're like, well, you're weighting light, ongeza weight.
160 and you're doing 12 reps?
Yes. That is the minimum of reps I can do.
12?
If it's not 12, then I'm not doing it.
Okay.
I cannot do 10 reps, trust me.
Why?
It's heavy for me. I need something I can control and feel every rep, because every rep counts.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to put my muscles under tension, right? For a longer period of time.
When you say you're doing 12 reps, how many sets?
3.
3 sets?
3 sets.
Okay.
While it will actually take you maybe 30 seconds or 45 seconds to do 12 reps, for me it will take 1.5 minutes. Especially if we're doing legs.
If you're doing legs?
Yes. It has to be that slow.
Why?
Because I'm focusing on like recruiting every muscle fiber. You're focusing on just moving up and down. Right?
Okay.
For me, I need to feel those muscle fibers being torn.
What?
Yes. And you start feeling that in your maybe second rep.
Second rep?
Yeah. And you need to have a high level of muscle endurance for you to reach 12 reps.
12, exactly.
And during prep, it goes to 15.
15?
Yeah, 15 reps.
Heavyweight or you're doing lightweight?
I might reduce the weight, especially during prep. I usually reduce the weight. Because now it's just about conditioning your body.
Condition now.
Yeah.
But when you were putting size, you put more weight. Ile reps umepiga chini kabisa ni ngapi? 12?
12.
Ujafika 6?
6 aje bro. 6 hiyo ni injury natafuta. I'm telling you, if I decide to do squats 200, I know I'm gonna do it 12 reps.
12 reps?
Yes.
With support?
Mostly alone. With support, maybe if I give you 10, na unipe 2. And you have to be very good at it.
Okay.
Whereby nikishuka ni yangu. Wewe utanishika saa ile nimekwama na rudi juu, ndio that's when you just
it. But kuteremka ni yangu.
It's resistance training. Okay. So if there is no resistance, how are you going to cause the damage to your muscles?
Kido, I just want to know your training. Let's say, what do you do, your training? Because you say this isn't more. Let's say example Monday. What do you do?
My training starts on Sunday.
On Sunday?
Yes, I do legs.
Okay.
Then on Monday, then I do chest and biceps. And then Wednesday, I do back. Thursday, I do hamstrings. No. Monday, I do chest. Tuesday, I chest and biceps.
Chest alone? Or just
chest and biceps. Mm-hmm. Tuesday, I do back. Mm-hmm. Wednesday, I usually do hamstrings and triceps. Thursday, I do shoulders. That's it. I rest for 2 days, start again on Sunday.
So you train 5 days?
5 days, rest for 2.
Okay. Let's continue 2016. Nakuuliza swali. Na 2016?
We are done with 2016. I've won Mr. Kakamega, that's it.
So we are in 2017 now.
2017, I did, there was only one show. No Mr. Nairobi, no Mr. anything, just Mr. Kenya only, again.
What happened all these shows kutokea?
I think we didn't have enough sponsors for these shows.
Okay.
So we only had Mr. Kenya. Mm-hmm. Again, this one comes when I'm actually fasting.
Again.
Yeah, that was also another challenge. Mm-hmm. But I still managed to actually win it.
Win the show?
Yeah, I won the show.
Okay. Now, we are 2018, sorry.
2018, there were some wrangles with the federation. Siasa mobo, nini, blah, blah, blah. Usually, I don't like when guys are actually fighting over, you know. What happens on social media, I like actually keeping off.
Okay.
And we actually, for some reason, we agreed as the elite athletes that we are not going to take part in that show. Yeah, right.
So when it comes to training, what is the most important? Weight, heavy weight or lightweight? If I want to build size,
It's your goal.
I want to build size. I want size.
Your goal. You want to build muscles? Train to build muscles. If you want to build strength, train to build strength. Right? I know at the end of the day you need to eat right, because training is just enhancing your muscles, but you need food for them to grow. And we'll come to that.
Okay.
But with training, you need to activate all your muscle fibers for you to get that physique. Have you ever stepped in a gym and maybe doing a totally same workout, but different technique? Whereby you end up feeling a certain muscle fiber that you feel has never been trained before. And this is where techniques matter.
Okay.
It's not just about pushing weights.
No.
Remember, you're a bodybuilder. We need to see that. We need to look at that physique and be able to count your muscles like piece by piece.
Okay.
That is a physique that we actually expect. When you talk about bodybuilding, we expect guys to present on stage. And you can't achieve that if you're not going to work for it. Most people tend to do heavy weights and do fewer reps. Which for me, it doesn't work completely. It doesn't. And that is why I think for those people, they're actually focusing on strength. You'll see, these days you'll hear them saying, I've hit my PR. Every day is a PR day. Every day, PR. What PR are you hitting in your physique?
You're not a power lifter.
Bodybuilder talking about PR.
Okay.
No? Bodybuilder talking about PR.
Okay.
I want to see the PR in your physique, bro.
Not in your weight.
No, not in your weight lifting. Because everyone lifts weight. Power lifters do.
True.
Right?
Yes.
Cross trainers
Do.
CrossFitters.
Yes.
Right? We have weightlifters. Strongman.
Yes.
But you are in that category whereby you're not judged by how much you are able to lift or push. You are judged by your physique. And I also believe your training has to be safe.
Okay.
So techniques makes a difference. Matters a lot.
Yes.
Matters a lot. At the end of the day, make sure that you're training, you're actually hitting every muscle at all the angles, recruiting new muscle fibers in every workout.
Okay.
Have you asked yourself why people train very hard during off-season?
Yes.
And bring the worst physique during competition?
Because
they are busy doing PRs in the gym.
Oh, they're focused
doing heavy, bulking, eating shit.
When you say about eating shit, tutafika hapo nielezee.
Eating shit when I say eating shit, I just mean they're taking in so much calories, right? Mm-hmm. So much unnecessary calories than they're supposed to take. The training doesn't compensate for that because they are doing 4-6 reps and eating a lot.
Let's say I'm off season.
You end up gaining bad weight.
So bad weight, I'm lifting heavy. When you say about off season, you have to lift heavy to bulk. Mm-hmm. So what are you supposed to do that time?
Heavy might be relative, and I think it is. So when I'm doing 160, 200 for sports, I cannot go beyond that. That is my heavy.
Okay.
Now, it doesn't mean that your heavy should be 200,
200.
right? Your heavy might be 250, which means given my 200, you'll end up doing even 15 reps.
15 reps.
You see? So people tend to misuse this word heavy. And I've had a situation where people look at me doing maybe 200 and they're like, your weight ni light kwako. No, that is my heaviest.
But do you feel...
Because although I'm doing 12 reps, but I've struggled doing that
to reach
12.
that 12?
Yes. You see, it was not an easy... It might look easy for somebody else. Trust me, when I'm moving those weights, sometimes people look at it and they're like, wait, you're doing it so easily. But it's just a mindset. It's that drive that is in me, right?
Okay.
It's not, the weight is not light.
Okay. So I just want us to finish where it does in 2018, 2019, wakati KBBF itokea. You didn't complete that show. There's no show that time.
Yeah, I didn't do that show because, like I said, elite athletes decided not to take part in that show. That is what we decided.
Oh, okay.
But bodybuilding is an individual game, right?
Yes.
Some people still went back and took part in it. And and we had a new winner. That is Iron Shafi.
Oh, Iron Shafi? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at that point, we had actually opened this gym, which I think in 2017.
On 2017.
Just after the event, we were actually working on this gym.
Okay.
Yeah, so we opened it in 2017, and most of the time I was just busy here, working full-time, long hours. It was a bit crazy.
Okay.
And I had to dedicate myself to it being, something new. I had to give it my all. So 2017, 2018, I didn't compete. 2019, 2020, 2021, Mr. 001.
Okay.
Yeah, I decided to do that one. Then there was a challenge of the undisputed champion. Shafi and I had been competing for so many years in the same category. There's no time I actually lost against him.
It could be winning.
Yes, I was always winning in the same category. It's sometimes as an athlete, you feel so frustrated when you're losing to the same person every time. So I was not at my best in 2021. And the organizers of Mr. 001 actually decided to have the undisputed championship.
Champion.
Yeah. Not as a main event.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was just between Shafi and I.
That's you too.
Yeah. But again, on the other hand, I was giving my best to eat. And, these guys that have always supported me were also, putting in
their income.
Yeah, their income and everything. And during the last minute, I asked myself, I've spent my time working out. These guys have come in to support me. I'm not doing this just for the undisputed event. I'm going to go for the main event.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we went to Mombasa for the Mr. 001, and I won.
You won?
Yeah.
Oh.
I won it. I wasn't at my best, if you ask me. I traveled.
What changed that time?
What changed? I had actually booked an air ticket.
Okay.
Then something happened that Sule called me and asked me why I had not traveled. I told him, okay.
To where?
To Mombasa.
To Mombasa.
I told him I was to travel on the day of the event. He was against that.
Okay.
So I think on Monday, I decided to take a train to Mombasa.
Mombasa.
Which I did. But again, reaching Mombasa was very tired.
It was 5 hours.
It was a bit late at night. I tried to look for somewhere to
Sleep.
to spend the night. It was a bit complicated. I ended up eating bad food. I think, yeah, it was fish or something.
Oh.
It messed up my stomach. So the following day, I was just going through shit.
Up and down. Someone is going up and down. What?
I was just going through shit. But yeah, I decided I'm going to just focus on the event. And I made it.
Wow.
I won that one. And yeah.
That's 2021.
It was, yeah, that is 2021. It was a great achievement too, given that we had guys coming from TZ, Uganda. It was just like an East African event.
East Africa, okay.
Yeah.
Then now we are 20. You did only one show. That's
One show, 2021.
2022?
2022, yeah, another big show. Mr. East Africa in Eldoret.
Okay.
This one too, it came at a point where my boss had traveled and I didn't have enough time to work out. I was also not sure if I'm going to compete. So it was just an on and off thing. But during the last minute, I think I registered a day before I traveled. Yeah, I must have registered on maybe Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
On Tuesday. Most guys thought I was not going to compete. So I just, okay, let me go and try. So I'm there. I messed up because I traveled on road. When I got there, my legs were messed up.
Okay.
I panicked at some point.
What?
So I decided to do the Stairmasters, which even made it worse because now I'm losing my cuts.
Your cut.
I told you about,
yes.
Yeah, when one is supposed to stop doing legs. So I lose my cuts. That night, Sules asked me to send some photos. I did. And you know what Sule told me? Wait, hauko ready kwa hii event. Yeah, Sule told me, wait, hauko ready kwa hii event. That was bad, right? But again, we need to come up with a strategy on how to win. Yeah, he's like, he'll tell you the way it is. So, okay, so what do we do? Event imefika. Kwanza, haukufaa kupiga cardio with so many things that, you know, he was just against. So I will have to wake up in the morning on the day of the event at around 4. Because he tells me you still have some weight to lose.
You still have some weight to lose?
Yes. And when I talk about weight, is bad weight. Okay. My body is holding water.
And event amekwambia asubuhi you need to lose some weight.
Yes.
The event ni jioni.
Yeah, ananiambia the previous night sasa event ni kesho. Ananiambia we still have some weight to lose.
Okay.
Because those are the final photos I'm sending him. So tutafanya hivi kesho amka very early in the morning at 4. What are you doing? You're going to eat beef and rice. Do 200 grams of beef and 100 of rice. And that should be your last meal for the day.
That's it? Only one meal?
Yes. That is one thing I've never done. You know, the other thing I've never done is carb depleting. Because, you know, I don't know how people do these things just because they're actually on paper. We all have different physics. We all have different body composition at a given time. For me, if I look in the mirror and there is no need of me doing carb depleting, then why should I be doing it? Just because somebody say at, you know, a few days to competition, you're supposed to deplete. Why? You must have a reason to carb deplete. You must have a reason to carb load. You must have a reason to drop salt. You must have a reason. Like, do not just do it for the sake of it. You should do it if you've looked into the mirror or your coach has looked at your physique and say, you know what? You need to carb deplete. So I've never dropped carbs. In fact, during competition, it's the only time I do 6 meals per day.
During competition?
Yeah.
All this
during prep is the only time I do 6 meals. I don't do 6 meals during.
How many meals do you do?
I can do 1 or 2.
1 or 2?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I can do 1 or 2. Trust me.
And you're okay?
I'm okay. Even right now, I haven't taken my lunch, but when you came in, I told you, I've just come from training.
Yes. How do you put size?
How do I?
How do you put your size?
By training mostly, I think.
Okay.
And I try to maintain that size during prep. Because we believe that when I say we, is Sule and I, you know, during prep, you're not supposed to lose kgs. What you're supposed to lose is fat. You're not supposed to lose muscles. So everything we do, when you're working out, as much as we want our training to be intense, we make sure that it doesn't affect. And sometimes I'd actually break the training to go and eat something. Come back and continue with the workout.
Okay.
Yeah, there is no time for losing muscles.
No.
No.
You're putting size.
I need to maintain that. Okay, it's not time to put size. Just maintain whatever you've been working on during off-season.
Off-season.
Yes.
So what about this? Say, I'm 100 kg. I want target, let's say I'm targeting 85. So I have to lose almost 15 kg or 10 kg.
15?
Or 10 kg.
How do you lose 10 kgs?
To come and let's say I'm competing 75 kg and I'm 80 or 85.
And this is where the problem is. Most people during off-season, they end up gaining bad weight. They do not focus on building muscles. Their focus is on
how big I look.
How bigger you are. Okay. Right? So when you start prep, you're gonna lose all that bad weight. Why? Because that is all that you gained. And you don't need it at that point.
Tutawapoteza kidogo. Tumalizie hapo hivyo. Tukua nini? The show. Niwaambia kula 1 meal, kula that meal ya asubuhi.
About the competition. Yeah, yes. I did 1 meal in the morning and that was it. The other time nilikuwa nakula rice cakes. Right? Rice cakes. Now, I'm that guy that does sugar. In all my events, if you ask guys that I've competed with, watakwambia huyu jamaa anabebanga keki wakati wa event. Yeah, I carry that. I'll keep away sugar the whole of prep, but siku ya event nakuja na keki.
Why?
Because I've been keeping off sugar for that long period of time. And you know what happens when I give my body sugar? I get that.
Drop.
Yes, it's.
Okay.
I get that vascularity. Okay. All of a sudden, you'll be able to see my veins actually pop out. I also that is where I get the energy to pose on stage.
Without sugar.
I'd actually, like, I used to carry cakes on stage, whereby at any time I'll get a chance, I'll go and pick one, bite it.
Okay.
The only thing maybe I'll avoid when I'm on stage is water. But that is before the finals. When I'm at the finals, I can still take water. Right? So yeah, that day I survived with the rice cakes.
What?
Did the competition. Yeah, I won.
You won?
I won. That is 2022 Mr. East Africa. I won that one.
Okay. After I lose some kg.
I remember losing some kgs, of which I had to kill myself. Usually I don't do that. I don't do carb deplete, I don't do anything. But in this, when Sule told me, you're not ready for this competition, I was like, yeah, I'm going to sacrifice. I'm going to sacrifice. And if anyone that was very keen, I was weak on stage. I didn't have the energy to hold during the Mr. East Africa 2022. Yeah.
You won the show?
Because I was not doing my cake as I am used to. Yeah, and I think that is the last show I did. I was to do I was to travel to I think North America for an event of which I didn't. It was to be sponsored by the event organizers of Mr. East Africa. I didn't do that one.
Why?
There was some confusion. Yeah, something I don't want to talk about.
Okay.
Yes. Then 2023, that was the most trying moment. You know, we were actually fasting around April.
Okay.
And something happened. I started having issues with breathing.
Okay.
I was having difficulty in breathing, even by just sitting down. Yeah, so I was like, what is happening? I'm not a cardio guy, but I'm not a cardio guy. You will never see me running on a treadmill, doing cardio. I don't. This cardio thing, I don't know how it helps actually. I'm not a cardio guy. So I was asking myself, I'm not a cardio guy. Now I can't say that it's because I'm not working out that I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. So it went on for some time, and I decided to call my doctor in Parklands. I told him, hey, I'm not feeling well. Can I see you tomorrow? And the guy told me, no, tomorrow I'll be having some patients. I told him, look, nishai kupigia nikasema nataka kuona, and I insisted. Akaniambia, okay, just come afternoon. So I went there and we did some few tests. We did, what do you call it? An X-ray, chest X-ray. And the guy was shocked. He looked at it and he told me, wait, Rashid, I need to admit you.
What?
Yes. You have a lot of water in your chest. I was like, what? What does that mean? Is it TB? Is it akaniambia sio TB? It's in your chest cavity. This water is not in your lungs. It's actually in your chest cavity, and it's a lot. So we agreed on a date whereby I'll get admitted and we'll do that. So he told me on Sunday we can do it. I said yes. I went back home, started talking to my boss who was not around, explained everything to him. On Saturday evening, it got worse. So I decided to call this guy. He was not picking. I went straight to the hospital, Avenue in Parklands.
Parkland Avenue.
And unfortunately, the guy who had not actually booked for me. Yeah. I called him, he was not picking, so I decided, okay, I'm not going to die here, by the way. I called my boss, we are communicating. So he referred me to some doctor who actually advised me to go to Kenyatta. I was at Avenue at around 6. So by this time, it's around 8. I decided, let me go to Kenyatta. Went to Kenyatta, and surprisingly, it took them. I was at Kenyatta at around 9. I was actually attended to at 4 in the morning.
At 4 in the morning?
Yes. 4 in the morning, I'm seated there at the waiting area. Guys are being brought in. Guys that are actually worse than,
the station.
They think if you are to look and you tell, okay, they were worse than I was, but deep inside I was the one that actually was
worse than.
Yeah. And at some point I had to give my seat to some old lady who was not sick but was just there with a patient. Just looking at her, and she's like, oh, she needs the seat more than I do.
What?
I did that. Yeah. My time came, I was attended to, and the water was actually removed. It took like 4 days.
4 days?
Yeah. I had around 6 liters of water in my chest cavity. And that is, I was in hospital for 2 weeks. And now after coming out of hospital, we started doing now tests because it was not clear what caused the water. And the doctors were actually thinking, most of them were saying maybe it might be TB. At some point, they actually wanted to treat me for TB.
What?
Yes. But one of them told them, no, if he's not tested positive for TB, do not try to do that. That was, I came out of hospital, I think, on 30th of April, 2003. Bro, I used to do tests and scans every week. And we came to realize that I had cancer in October.
What? All this period you're testing?
All this period I'm doing tests, I'm doing scans, nothing is coming out positive. You see? Nothing is coming out positive. So in October, that's when I realized, you have cancer. Because, yes. And so I was referred to some doctor by actually a cousin who is also a doctor in Turkey. He's an oncologist. So again, they need to find out which type of cancer it is before I start treatment. And that one, trust me, it took another 8 weeks.
8 weeks?
At some point, I had issues with Aga Khan. And they decided, okay, we are not going to actually charge you for these tests. I thank God for my doctor, because he's the one who was able to push them and direct them to, how to get what was actually the cause of that cancer. And when they actually found out, I started treatment immediately.
Okay.
I did 6 months chemotherapy. It was crazy. Within a week, I actually moved from 95 kgs to 75.
1 week?
It's crazy. Chemo is crazy. It messes you up.
For someone who don't know what is chemo, can you take me through what exactly they do for you?
Chemo is it's a treatment that is actually meant to not really treat, but to control. It actually controls, because it kills all the cells in your body. When I say all, it's everything.
Everything?
All the cells. All the cells.
What?
Yeah. So it means your immune system drops. Your red blood cells down, white blood cells down, anything. And that's when you start, your hair start falling and everything. You start shedding skin like a snake.
What?
It's crazy, bro. At the moment that stuff gets into your system, all of a sudden, your mood changes actually. You do not want to see anyone. You feel like, everything is just smelling bad. You don't want to talk to anyone. Let me say, like, I was behaving like a pregnant woman for 6 months.
6 months? It's just only 1 week.
And at some point, my white blood cells actually dropped from 11 to 1.4.
What?
I went to, it was crazy. I had just done I was done with my first cycle. Now, going for the second cycle, you need to do a blood test again for them to just look at the blood work and everything. And the nurses looked at it and they told me, we cannot do this. Because if your blood cells are here already at 1.4, if you're going to administer more, then you're not going to survive.
You die.
I looked at it. I told them, okay, can you call my doc? They actually called him. And he actually talked to them, and they gave me a call. So I asked the guy one question. What happens if I don't do this treatment? And he'll be like, yeah, just to take you back, I started treatment at stage 4.
What?
Yes.
Stage 4?
Yeah. I started treatment at stage 4. So I asked him, like, what happens if I don't do the treatment? He's like, okay, we're going to lose you. Right?
Yes.
We're going to lose you. Then the other question was, what happens if I continue with the treatment? We might still lose you. Yeah.
They're like, it's 50-50.
It's a 50, like, it's not even a 50-50
It's almost
thing.
99.
You continue with the treatment, your whole system is gonna, like, your immune system is done.
Done.
Now you might die from anything. Yeah, you anything can kill you at that point.
Okay.
No, no. Yeah. So, and if you stop again, you've stopped. You're just going to get messed up. Like I said, I was at stage 4. And I had to make a decision. I told this guy, you know what? Let me die trying. So we are going to do it. He told me, give the nurses the phone. I gave it back. He told them, okay, you can proceed. Now we proceeded. But again, I have to take precautions. No visitors were allowed.
What?
Yeah, it was some kind of isolation.
You and nurse.
Eating healthy and keeping away from anyone. Just lying on bed for the remaining months. Yeah. Before the next, the third cycle, my immune system had improved. So it was around 4 point something. So at least I would actually come out of the bedroom and go to the living room, sometimes just eat and go back to bed. Yeah, it was a tough one. And before the end of, I was done with it at around in I think January or something.
So that's a whole year. 2023.
Yeah, 2023. It was crazy. And moving from, that guy that I used to be that beast to somebody who weighs 75 kgs. It was
very tough.
It was bad.
So what's the cost? What was the cost of this?
Unfortunately, it's my dad passed because of cancer. He had like how do you call it? Lung cancer. But that guy was a smoker. Okay. I'm not a smoker. I don't drink. So his was actually different. And mine was, we call them undescended testicles. This is why, when a fetus is growing, during development of a fetus, every organ tends to move to its rightful position, right? In men, sometimes either one or both might not move to the position they are, to the scrotum in this case. Okay. So it stays somewhere that unknown location. And usually that is one of the causes of, call it testicular cancer. Testicular cancer. But it's something, the doctor says something that usually in well-developed countries, something that can be detected even before birth. And it's actually, it can be treated during that time where the fetus is still developing. Okay. And once the fetus is actually born, then it's something that can be corrected before 12 years. The moment you go past 12 years, then just wait for the results, no matter how long it will take.
Just wait.
Yes. It will happen. No matter how long it will take. It will happen. It will happen.
Because I remember this time, all those things was happening. I was hearing. There are things people they start saying this cause of using steroids. Rashid alipata cancer because of using steroids. So the things, one thing people understand, and this thing you're talking about right now. And we kurudisha nyuma kidogo. When starting about bodybuilding, umaingia about steroid? Using steroid?
Me using steroids?
Yes.
No.
You never?
Okay. But I understand. The problem with Kenyan bodybuilders, if you lose to them, you're using steroids. If you win, and that is the worst mindset that anyone can ever have. Currently, a bigger percentage is actually on stuff. I was telling somebody that a bigger percentage of those who are actually abusing, they're not even in bodybuilding. Some people claim that so-and-so is using stuff, but do you know what? Put in the same environment for 1 year, that person cannot even win an event. put them in the same, let's say we are taken and put somewhere, train very hard as a group. If we are using, with all of us with the proper meal, good training, same supplements, then okay, let's prepare for an event. This person might not even appear in the top 3 category, right? You'll find him out there telling you that that guy is better than me because he's on staff.
Yes.
I think guys should actually know that they can achieve more. When I talked about potential, some guys don't know how much they can achieve. Trust me. Until maybe somebody shows up and tell them, look, bro, you can achieve a lot naturally. Like I can see you know, you can be one of the best bodybuilders.
Naturally.
You see, that is one. And the moment that actually hits your mind, that is when you can appreciate it when other guys are doing better than you.
Okay.
You see, people don't believe in themselves. People don't have what it takes to achieve greater things.
If I remember this time, everyone was saying Rashid amegonjeka because using steroids. That's the reason. Even anapoteza nywele, lose weight,
Bro.
all that.
Bro. Like, I think people need knowledge about cancer. I've never talked about this in public.
True.
And I thought that maybe one day I'll have an opportunity to talk about cancer itself. And even me mentioning the type of cancer that I still have, because I'm still trying to manage it, is something that I've never done in public. And I think guys need to have some knowledge. I've talked about these things starting from the fetus development to the time the kid is born, how it can actually be sorted out. This is not something that you get from steroids, right? I know that argument, that conversation was out there.
True.
Do I really care what they think? No, I don't. I actually don't. I never pay attention to negativity. I don't pay attention to what people think or say about me. And not just, it's in life, not just in bodybuilding. You see,
Yes.
the same mindset I have when I'm preparing for a
sure.
competition. I don't pay attention to my competitors.
No.
You see, so
This situation.
it's so bad that guys can actually sit down and think about it. What I think guys should do, they should get more knowledge about this thing. They should, especially men. And there's a time I was talking to mothers. About their babies, especially those who have baby boys. I'm like, do you even take your time to check? Because who will realize that if it's not a mother? Who will realize that you have one ball at a young age?
Your mom.
Your mom.
Yes.
I was talking to in this case, it was just my relatives. Because they had actually visited. I was like, do you guys take time to check? And surprisingly, none of them does that.
True.
And you see, that is the cause of it. Now, I talked about our medical in developed countries. This is something that even when let's assume we have Pumwani here.
Yes.
Assuming you're coming for clinics.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Do you think they usually scan the fetus to an extent that they can see how the organ development is going on?
No.
And that is something that happens in developed countries. That is the only time, the best time to actually act. So some of these things actually are actually in our blood. Some of these things are we actually born with. And it's always a matter of time for them to show up.
So let me kidogo nikuulize, when you saw about this ni family mzazi alikuwa nayo then you kupata the other kid umaichekiwa wako nayo?
Pardon?
Ulisema kansa mzee wako alikufa na kansa?
Yes.
Then you ukakuja ukapatikana nayo. Then kuna watu wengine wadogo nyuma yako ama wakubwa mbele yako. Umeangaliwa?
Now that is one of the biggest challenge that we have locally, and it's always important when one of a family member passes on, you need to find out the cause of the death, because it actually helps you in the future.
Okay.
There are questions doctors ask you when you go to the meeting. Utapata wanakuuliza kuna mtu kwenye ako na hii shida. Unaona?
Okay.
Yeah. Kuna mtu ako na hii shida kwenyu. If you don't know, sometimes we end up saying hapana, kwa sababu not because haikukua but hatukujua. It's because we don't know.
Okay.
So it's always good to know.
Okay.
For me to realize that, oh, my dad passed of cancer, it's something I saw his death certificate, but when the doctors were asking me these questions, I didn't even connect until the time I was told uko na cancer. That's when I'm like, yeah, I remember my dad
had cancer.
Yeah, my dad had cancer. But with him, he was a smoker, like I said.
Okay. So you thought he got cancer because from smoking?
Sometimes yeah, but does everyone that smokes have cancer?
No.
Yeah, it has to be maybe in your blood system or something else might actually trigger it.
Okay. Right. This period you go pale hospitali, what is one thing that was going through your mind? Because daktari amekwambia this thing is uta survive ama utaenda.
Bro, let me tell you, I have a very strong mindset in life. Okay. And that's how I've made it in bodybuilding. And waiting from April to October, unaugua, you don't know what is happening to your system. That one would have messed me up psychologically, completely. But you know, that is what gave me the drive, because I was like, I've come from so far that I'm not going to give up at any point. So these guys, they do their tests and they realize that I have cancer. So the doctor, Ananita, and he's asking me, are you just alone, Mama? There is anyone? I looked at him and I laughed. And I told him, bro, there is nothing you're going to tell me that will actually shock me. If you're looking for any of my relative or friend that is around so that you can, yeah, let me tell you, there is nothing you're going to tell me that will actually shock me. Because I've been waiting, this is what I've been waiting for the last 5 months. Mm-hmm. Right? I need to know what it is so that we can find out a solution. And the guy told me, akacheka tu akaniambia, ya uko na cancer. Nikamwambia, tunaanza treatment lini?
What?
Yeah. There's a treatment lini.
Wow.
So I think the people that were shocked more are my friends and family. And you know, if you need a good support system for you to survive, but it all starts with your mindset.
True.
If you're gonna give up, like, hey, ni cancer, me I'm dying, utaenda. Trust me, utaenda.
Nakufa na uoga peke yake itakuwa.
And at that point yenye no one is allowed to visit is to avoid that. Unajua some guys wanakuja kuvisit, wanakuja wanakuangalia hivyo wanaanza kulia. Because if you saw me at 90 leo unakuja unaniona niko na 75 kgs, sina nywele, sina anything, utaanza kupiga nduru hapo. And I'm gonna look at you na nione, huyu si anaona nikaa nimekufa. I might not end up surviving, right? True. Yeah, so you need
strong mindset
and a support system, especially from family. Mm-hmm. Right? And I thank God for that. I have a strong mindset.
I'm really happy for you.
I always knew I'll come out of it.
Wow.
Trust me. Mm-hmm. I always knew I'll come out. I had a challenge at during the third cycle. Usually, you do a cycle for 3 consecutive days. That's what I used to do.
3.
And it runs for 8 hours.
8 hours?
Yes, it runs for 8 hours. So a cycle, you will start, immediately you start, the side effects start.
You say a cycle, you try to understand. Cycle, what do you mean cycle? What exactly they do?
It's actually an intra that is injected into your blood, into your veins. Yeah. So you do around 5, or I used to do, I think 5.
5.
Yeah.
5.
5 of them.
5.
Yeah. So something that takes 8 hours, bro.
8 hours. Just learning.
You're just lying on bed. So you do that for 3 days, and come back after around 4 or sometimes 3 weeks. But I used to do 4. And immediately you do it. The first second you do it, your mood gets foul. You lose your appetite while you're supposed to be eating for your body to try and regenerate new cells, right? You do not even want to see anyone. Then it continues for 3-4 weeks. So by the time you're heading to the 3rd week, now the symptoms go down.
Go down.
But when it came to this time, my symptoms did not go down. They did not drop.
What?
So I felt like, am I really going to make it? Right? Because at this point, at this time, I'm supposed to have gone back to normal. Yeah. I got worried. And I even called my doctor. He told me, no, just come, we'll work on that. Just try to be strong and everything. Yeah, I went back for the 4th cycle. And yeah, it went down well.
Wow. I'm really happy. May I ask you this, all that you're going through all this, did you have friends coming, like you mentioned before, when you're on the cycle, I come to visit?
Yeah, and that was because of my low immune system.
Immune system.
The immune system is at 1.4. It's supposed to be around maximum 11.
Okay. What is the one thing you learn about that situation?
Never take your health for granted. You know, just waking up and the only problem is money. At some point, I wanted that to be my only problem. But here you're waking up and you have, like, you just feel like, I need to be well. I need to be okay. I actually appreciated, at that point, I appreciated all the years I've lived and woke up in the morning feeling healthy. And I told myself, I'll never take my health for granted. I'll always appreciate waking up feeling good and being healthy. That is one thing I know most of us don't do. Before that, I had never been sick in my life. That was my first time.
It's your first time?
I've never been sick, trust me. I've never been sick. That was my first time.
This is your first time?
That was my first time.
Very huge, like something.
That was my first time. The first time, like, I've been injected needles the first time when I went to Kenyatta. That was the first time. I didn't know how it feels like, a needle getting injected. Yeah.
Before we talk up, one thing can you tell someone who's going tough time, say life's not going to me well, I'm struggling in life? What can you tell that person?
I need to stay positive. Like I said, your mindset matters a lot. If you give up, then that's it. You're done. You're done.
Are you okay now?
There's something about cancer that most people don't know. I've managed to control this with just dropping sugar. Of course, the first step was to start the chemo. But again, there is the diet part. You need to drop sugar. You need to drop wheat completely. Yeah, because it's actually believed that these cancer cells consume around 15 times the amount of sugar that a normal cell consumes. So anytime you take in sugar, you're feeding it, making them actually multiply more.
What?
That is one. The other thing is, most people do a mistake, and this happens even with the doctors. When a doctor starts chemo when it's too late, you'll die from chemo.
What?
Yes. It's a 50-50 thing. Yeah, it's a risk you're taking, especially at stage 4. It's crazy.
It's a 50-50.
And most people wouldn't advise chemo at stage 4.
At stage 4.
Yes.
So you survive or you die.
It's a 50-50 thing at that point. Yeah.
So you're supposed to do chemo which stage?
They advise earlier than that, but again, the challenge is how many people realize that they have cancer at an early stage?
No, none.
Yeah, we wait until we are so weak.
Even when it come about men, as a man personally, normally they say, "Nimepata lawama, nakunywa ginger," then they assume, or something is anasikia vibaya and assume, say, si lazima niende. So that's always come from this. Is, as a man, you need to check up yourself also. Lazima ndo hospitali ujiangalie.
Lazima anze. As a man, you need not just wewe mwenyewe unafaa kujiangalia kila siku ukiamka. And especially with this particular case. Yeah, it's rarely something that will happen when you're an adult. Actually, it doesn't happen. Yeah. Because I was reading about it and it doesn't. No. But as a man growing up, and we need to educate our young moms about it. We need to educate even our dads and everything. They should know about this. So that, because you share it with their dad, they're actually gonna share it with their wife, or
So it's very important.
Yeah, it's something that should be taught out there.
So
it's an information that needs to go out there. That anytime you have a boy, as a young mom, you need to be checking this thing. Usiogope.
Sema ni mambo ya mwanaume.
Unasema huyu ni mtoto wangu. Mwangalie mpaka afike 6 years, ikiwezekana hata mpaka 7. Yeah. Na ukipata imepotea, enda kwa daktari, angalia, aone ni normal, let them observe it. Is it going to come back? Unaona? Because sometimes zinaenda na zinarudi. They do that. It depends with the Zinaenda zinarudi. Either moja ama zote. Sometimes it disappear, you go to the doctor and tell you, it's normal. Maybe stress or something. Inaenda inarudi.
Ziko but zimepotea kidogo.
Trust me, inapotea kidogo. And I remember when I was doing the training at National Youth Service, most of us zilipotea. Because the training is intense. It's crazy. So your system gets like messed up. Unaona? Then inarudi after some time. Wanakwambia wewe tulie itarudi. So for those that they don't come back, now that becomes becomes a medical issue.
So meaning hii kitu watu walikuwa wanaongeanga Rashid about steroids. First thing, usiongelee mtu kama unajui vizuri what is going on through huyo mtu.
Yeah, I think personally I wouldn't do that. I learned not to. Because I myself, I never even felt like I was asking myself one thing, what did I do wrong? Shajiuliza hivyo.
Nimekosea nani?
Nilikosea wapi? Hiki kama ni sijatumia, nini sijatumia, like where did I get it wrong? And the doctor, I had an amazing doctor. I have an amazing doctor. And this guy, after finding out the cause, akaniambia, he called me together with akaniambia, Rashid, hii kansa umepata, hii kansa uko nayo, it has nothing, like you didn't do anything bad without me asking. There is nothing bad that you did. Because this is the type of cancer, and now he started actually, he was the first person to start. I rarely see that with doctors. I don't know, maybe it's because I had not met some before. A doctor sitting you down and explaining everything, every details, how it comes, how it's treated, everything, what is going to be done, what you should expect, He took me through. He told me, usikae ukajiuliza labda kuna kitu nilifanya zi. And let me surprise guys. When after I was done with the treatment, because I had a group of doctors, surprisingly, dealing with my case. It was not easy to find out the root cause. The cancer that I had, because it's rare in the country. Mm-hmm. So I had a team of doctors. So they have been following. 2 I think one is in the US, one is my cousin in Turkey, and the others, the doctor that I have is Kenyatta, and some doctors in Aga Khan. Do you know these guys who are like recommending testo?
Testo?
Yeah. They say, okay, because of the weight loss. Because of the weight loss.
Yes.
They're like, we can do this. And I'm like, okay. Is it going to... Can I be okay? It's something we wouldn't actually want to do, but it can be done.
Okay.
The only challenge would be the side effects that might come with it. Also, I was told locally they do not do that. Like, it has to be very critical. You have to be in a critical condition for them to do that. Yeah. So testotherapy is part of the treatment. It's part of the treatment. So anyone thinking that I used to let them know that if I wanted to, if I want to right now, it will be easy for me to do it. But the doctors, even the doctors tell you, no, we are afraid of the side effects now. You might start having heart issues.
What?
You might start having heart issues and liver issues. You might start having hypertension. That is something that you don't
want to.
Yeah, you don't have. You see, these are things that you are healthy. We do not want to try it and end up actually messing you up. So it's something that it's a discussion that has been brought on the table. Okay. They see, yeah, it is an option, but right now, none of them is willing to approve it. None of them, right?
What?
So if I wanted to do it, I would still do it. I'll still do it.
That's a very tough situation and a tough time to have, like, umekuwa healthy for all those years, you okay, until just 1 year ikaamua tu kuamulia ni wewe.
Kuamulia ni mimi, ilisema wewe. We've not, wewe ujaenda kwa doctor wewe.
Yes.
And you know, there's something I left out. There's a time, because I used to have abdominal pains.
Okay.
That would last out actually for hours. Nakuja napiga job poa, nifika kwa nyumba, I go to bed at around 11:30, the pain starts. It keeps me awake until 5 in the morning na inapotea.
What? No kwenda hospital.
That time, I'm already doing tests.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And nothing is turning out positive. It's because these guys, none of them is thinking maybe it might be cancer. Because it's a pleural effusion and it's actually in my chest. So all of them are just like, kuna kitu kwa hiyo chest yake ambayo haionekani. No one is thinking about
the stomach.
Yeah.
Ulikuwa unawaambia unaumwa tumbo.
Mwisho ndio uchungu wa tumbo ilikuja. Okay. And it was crazy, bro. I remember there is a time niliumwa the whole night. Then I went to Kenyatta in the morning. Niliumwa the whole day. Now, I was actually injected, nikapewa painkillers, several drips. I was injected morphine. You know morphine? Morphine is one of the strongest painkillers.
Yeah, I know.
Yes. Nilidungwa morphine haikufanya kazi. Bro, nilikuwa napiga lap. I was at Kenyatta Prime. Nilikuwa napiga lap Kenyatta mpaka nimetoa shati. Naenda huko ni kama mwanamke akona mimba anataka kuzaa. Moving up and down. And the doctor say, we cannot admit you.
Why?
Why? Yeah. Because you're already going through some tests and they have not been determined. So tukikuweka hapa, we'll see what are we treating.
Nothing.
We cannot put you here to control pain.
What?
Unaona? Yeah. For us to admit you, legally, there must be a doctor actually looking at your case.
Yes.
Okay, which doctor will be dealing with you? None. There's no doctor for pain management. You need to have a specific. Tupeleka ward gani sasa wewe? Nikamwambia, hey Buddha, let me go back home. Yeah, I went home with my pain.
Unapata tu ulifikanga ukasema mwisho, acha tu niende, like kusema I've tried kafika mwisho. Kuna pale ulifika situation.
About doing the test, I never got tired. Yeah. I spent a lot of money just doing tests. The only thing that nearly made me give up was that pain. Do you know that at some point I felt like I just need to die? Because it was a crazy pain that doesn't feel morphine. So I talked to my cousin that time. Akaniambia, there is only one option. The guy told you a doctor there is only one option. Tafuta bangi. Yeah, tafuta bangi. Tafuta bangi. Do not smoke kwa sababu you have kids in the house.
Yes.
So just look for bangi mbichi,
maji
chemsha, kunywa. Yeah, but you can also smoke. Unaweza toka nje uende smoke. I was like, oh shit. Akaniambia, but before you do that, call your doctor and
ask.
Because he's the one who actually connected me to this one.
Okay.
And I asked him, akaniambia, yeah, usually it does work.
Wow.
Yeah, it does work. It's a painkiller.
You did?
No, I didn't do that. I didn't, because ile place naishi na shida, okay, mtu wa bangi nitampata.
This supplier.
Utapata mtu wa bangi wapi? Yeah, utatoka nje uanze kuuliza wasee nani ako na bangi. It's crazy.
True.
Yeah, fortunately that pain actually disappeared.
For how long?
I've never felt it mpaka leo.
Okay.
But it's the same week that I actually went to, I had a lymph node here, swollen lymph node upper. So that one actually was taken to theater. It was removed. Karudishwa Aga Khan and several tests. You can realize, okay, this is testicular cancer. The root is down there. And my doctor tells me, all along he's been pushing these guys like Kiwambaya, can you test for this particular one? No one was listening to him because the tests were being done at Aga Khan. And I was at Kenyatta. So this guy akiwaambia, they are just like, machana na huyo.
Every time ukienda hii, unalipa bado test. Unalipa tu bado.
Unalipa bro. Unalipa. Kuna test zingine by the way zifanywe hapa locally. They are done in South Africa. So you have to wait for a week.
For a week?
Yeah. And that is how bad our medical, our health sector is.
For a week? Yeah. South Africa, like, yeah. That's flight ya 3 hours. Unangoja kitu mpaka ndio kuja for 1 week.
No. So it was crazy, but a good lesson. At some point, I just sit down and remember about it, and I laugh because for me it was that challenge that I actually overcame. Yeah.
Pole sana. Like, fully in a tough situation. If you try to imagine how much you spend.
It was crazy. From the tests, then the moment I realized it's cancer, it was just something else. Yeah, at some point, friends came in. I was in Kenyatta. That is when I did the first chemo. I was in Kenyatta.
Okay.
The others I used to do from home. I was in Kenyatta. So the guys actually contributed some amount which paid the bill for Kenyatta.
Wow.
But the other cycles, yeah, someone had to take care of that.
That's a lot.
And it's crazy. It's crazy because sometimes it goes up to around 100, 150, around 200.
For a test all?
No, for the cycle.
For the cycle?
Yeah.
One cycle?
Yeah. It's crazy, bro. Cancer is not a joke. It's crazy. That is why some people might not even survive. Because when you realize you're actually in this situation and you can't get money, right?
Yes.
You're messed up.
True.
You know, your friends are not showing up. So you need support.
True.
You need to be strong mentally. You need support system. Crazy. But I thank God for everyone that actually came up and supported me.
Are you happy now?
Am I happy now? I'm happy to be alive. Yeah. Trust me.
That was one lesson, like, anyway, that's through a lot. So let's talk about Kimalizia, about the training now. Like you mentioned before, there's something people, they make mistake about diet, also about training. So take me through. It was someone who always want to put size in a good condition and clean diet. What do you supposed to eat?
Good size?
I want to put size and I want to put lean mass. Like you mentioned before, people want the bulk, but the bulk dirty.
Bulk that, yeah. Unlike, I believe, unlike power lifters, bodybuilders' diet should be, when you talk of well balanced, you need also to do a good amount of protein for recovery and muscle growth. You know, for power lifters, it might just be like the target is high calories.
Okay.
The calories might all be from carbohydrates.
So Rashid, tukimalizia nikuulize, what advice can you give a young person who's starting training right now? Through experience.
Through experience. I think usually, I believe the first person you meet when you want to get into fitness matters a lot. It matters a lot because everything that you need or how to achieve what you want might actually depend on that person. So it's always good that before you do, you make that decision of joining someone. And in this case, I'm talking about a mentor or a trainer. Make sure that they actually align with your goal. Yeah. The other thing is discipline. Bodybuilding is a discipline sport.
Okay.
It takes a lot of dedication, commitment. Sometimes during prep, you have to go through shit. For those who drop carbohydrates, I know what I've had people complain about, you know, just being having foul mood and everything. And at some point, as a bodybuilder, maybe you need to go through that. One thing I'd want to mention is about use of a burnt substance. I think for beginners, for somebody who doesn't understand how these things actually work, they should keep off them. Because sometimes I've come to realize that currently there are so many guys that are actually doing the business of selling stuff. They'll tell you how good they are. They'll tell you how much you're going to achieve within a short period of time, or, you know, just to make anything sweet to make you
Go for it.
buy and use, or let's say in this situation, abuse. They don't tell you about the side effects. Any step you want to take, I think you need to keep your healthy first. Yeah. Avoid such stuff completely, because as much as people would think that under a doctor's advice they'll be better, no. I think I've just told you about a situation I was in that even doctors, although they were like, yeah, it's one of a solution, but again, none of them is willing to approve it. Why? Because of the side effects. You know, but guys selling out there, they'll tell you, you know what, if you have a doctor, they'll guide you how to use it. That wouldn't. They will guide you how to use it. But is it going to keep the side effects away? No. What if you have a pre-existing condition? Then you'll find yourself in that mess.
Okay.
So my advice to upcoming athletes is stay off drugs completely. You can actually win titles with naturally. You can. I understand that currently there's a big challenge. And I was even asking myself the other day, can I win a current event if I was to get back to my form?
Actually, I was going to ask you that.
I don't think I can.
Why?
Because the levels have changed.
What changed?
Of course, we are talking about staff abuse, right? And that is where my point is. Right now, I cannot win an event. I think the last one I attended was Mr. East Africa last year. And yeah, it's crazy. Of course, I did the Mr. East Africa 2022, but as given that I was not competing, maybe I wasn't in a position to actually look at it and evaluate the condition of all the athletes. But in my position as a spectator, I don't think I can win an event currently in bodybuilding.
If I ask you right now, do you have any plan to come back to bodybuilding?
Competitive bodybuilding?
Yeah.
No. I'll continue working out. I'll continue. I just resumed. I've been on like a four-month break. This is my second week. And God willing, I'm going to be back. But not to compete. Not for competition. Like I said, I don't think there is any event that I actually went to participate.
You went to one?
I always go to there to compete. I do not just participate in an event. That's why I think me walking onto a bodybuilding stage right now would actually be just, I'll be going there to lose.
What is the one thing you wish you knew earlier when you start training?
Proper form, techniques, and diet. If I knew that earlier, I think I'd have like 3 Mr. Kenyan titles.
If you look at condition right now, people compete like last year, and uwekea watu kwa kategori yako ulikuwa na compete when you start competing. Unadhani unaweza place namba gani? If you look at what una compete sai, like last year, East Africa, then uweke time yako ulikuwa na compete when you started competing at the stage, au watu angalia condition yao wenye wako in your time. What did
a guy that won during my time cannot even be in the top 3 the current the current open bodybuilding. Trust me, I've seen guys with the muscle density that I never even saw Tyson with. I've seen some crazy physique that were not there when I was starting. And I come to think of it, if we had those kind of physiques, maybe when I was starting, I wouldn't have gotten into bodybuilding. I would just have told myself, no, hapa siwezi. Wacha nijipe shughuli. So as a sport, yeah, it's doing well, it's growing. That's what we want for bodybuilding. But on the other hand, yeah, we need to try and make it healthy, because it's just a sport. Fitness is lifestyle. It's something that we want to do until we can no longer do it. But a sport is something that goes with time and age. Yeah.
Last question, like you mentioned before earlier, you told me there's the one show you did and you were very happy on that. You can show gani?
Mr. Kenya 2016. I was competing against the best. And I was also at my best. And like you see, 2015, Mr. Kenya, I didn't have pressure to win. Because I was looking at those guys and like they're big, they have better condition and everything. Same to Mr. Modern Fitness, same year. But when I won Mr. Kakamega, I did Mr. Nairobi, I defended it. I was in a better, I actually moved from, I added kgs when I started doing supplements and diet. I moved from around 89 to 97 kgs. So I would actually compete in a category that I was the heaviest. I'm at 90 kgs, and there is something about light heavy that I don't like.
What?
It runs from 80.1 to from 80.1 to 90 kgs.
20 kgs.
An interval of 10 kgs. Now imagine me at 90 kgs, built and ripped, and you're coming in at 80 kgs. Ripped. Who's going to look better?
20.
Automatically.
Ni show gani ile uko backstage uko condition watu wamejipanga patang uko unaangalia hii show ni lazima ni wagonge hii show ndawini
show zote nimewini zote. I think I knew my strength. At first I had an issue with my bicep. That is before 2015. But came 2016, I had Suleiman.
So your weakness
I had actually worked on my weakness. And I think that is what guys should be doing during off season. Instead of crying foul, I was rigged out, I lost, blah, blah, the judges. Go back to the drawing board, sit down, focus on building muscles. The off season is supposed to be a season of building muscles, not just gaining bad weight, right? I don't think it's okay for an athlete to, like, there is no way you are going up to 100 and losing 10,
That's 20 kg.
And compete at 90. It means the 10 was bad weight. Okay. So how much did you gain? If you gained 10, you gained nothing. Right? You are at 90.
Yes.
In the beginning of the competition, let's say. You start a new season. You go to 100 off season, they call it. Right? You start prep, you're actually at 90. 90 of what?
So you're back in the same weight?
Most probably. Are you going to, okay, even if you manage to build some little muscles, are they mature?
No.
If they're not mature, then you find yourself in a deficit. Are they going to survive?
No.
Okay. So guys need to sit down and understand the whole concept of prep. And the other thing, the most important thing, understand your body. Stop this idea of doing what is on paper. Sometimes just, if you don't have a coach, just look at yourself in the mirror and know what to do. Or even ask a question like, what should I do? You see, what should I do in this condition?
Yes.
You share photos with friends, with people that you think can advise you. Right?
Okay. I think tukafungia hapo. I've learned a lot of things about you, also your situation, your maisha, all that. Sometimes you go up and down in life, but life must go on. You must continue to survive. Last thing, tutawaambia tukifunga.
I have not done this, and I know people are asking themselves like, what happened? I had an issue with Adak.
Adak?
Yes, Adak, 2020, after winning the show.
Okay.
I did not give my sample. I'm supposed to give out my sample. I did not give my sample because of the situation that I was in, because of the situation that was created actually. So that is how I ended up being banned. And most people, when they saw that, they thought maybe I tested positive for something. That is why when, that is in October, I think January, yeah, that is the time I was banned by Ada. Then in April, I started getting sick. So the guys are like, they're connecting, they're connecting these events. And they're like, oh, this guy, maybe he must have been on staff. And now these staff are messing him up. So the occurrence of event might be the reason why people are looking at it and they're like, si alibaniwa na Adak na amekuwa sick. Maybe they try to relate the two. I was never tested.
Okay.
During that period of time. Before that time, Adak doesn't tell you people. I've been tested on and off competition. You can ask Adnan. 2 times they have been here. We've done the test in his office. We've done a test with Kide too.
Papers nini?
Yeah, I have copies. And Adak, when you test negative, they never tell anyone. They never tell. When you test negative, they never tell anyone. Yes, but wait until you test positive, or wait until you don't provide your sample. That's when they'll come out like and be on top of their voices and say, you know what, we've banned these guys because of this and that.
So they banned you because you didn't.
I didn't do the test.
Why?
I've told you my story. I woke up in the morning and ate at 4, right?
Yes.
The whole day, I'm not eating anything. I'm asking this guy, after they actually approached me after the show, they're like, we need to do a test. I'm like, yeah, I know. So we're gonna do it. Can I get something to eat? No.
Why?
The guy didn't allow me to get something to eat. It's at the end of the show, you know, and the food vendors actually like, they're winding up. Guys are eating. And I was like, so I'm gonna stay hungry like this. Can I be? You're not going anywhere. I asked this guy thrice. Akasema no. I told myself, okay, let me wait. I filled the form. My manager was there, Kide. He actually signed it. I went to the doping center, sat there, took some water. I think the show was done by around 1.
You can't show Ghana?
Same show here, Mr. East Africa, in $1. So these guys, they gave me water to drink so that I can pee.
So they can test.
For a person who has been dieting for days, a person who hasn't eaten anything, a person who has not drank water the whole day, you're coming to give me several liters of water expecting me to urinate just because you want to do a sample. I reach a point now by 5 in the morning, my blood sugar is low. I've reached that point, right? My body is shaking. I haven't eaten anything. They are giving me water. And my apartment was just like 200 meters away from that place. I walked out. Yeah. I walked out so that I can leave to tell people what happened. I walked out to save my life. Okay, bodybuilding isn't my life, bro. As much as I love it, I cannot die because I want to give you my pee. I can't, bro. It will never happen. So I walked out of that, the doping center, went to my place, ate my food and slept. I had a case with them. I attended the tribunal, I think, for a few sessions. Later, when I started getting sick, I think they thought maybe I just refused to comply. Yeah, they decided to ban me.
Match, all this.
Yeah, it's
Zinambatana sasa.
Zinambatana. But again, I cannot be in a position where I control what people think about me. You can't, as a human being, that is not something I'd want to focus on. Yeah.
So, like they thought you are on ants. They don't know to give you food first.
Yeah, they deny. You know the problem with them, even when they used to come here, the moment they declare that I'm from Adak, bro, you cannot get out of their sight. Tunaingia nao huku kwa choo, jamaa kwa nyuma yako. Na sasa kwa choo. Yes.
Kwani utaosha kwa choo? Utaosha kwa choo?
Akikupa chupa, they stand behind you to make sure that you actually peeing in that bottle.
Serious?
Sio maji unaingiza. Yeah. Which is right.
Okay.
Which is right. Because unaweza weka maji. Unaona? But now them, I used to, unajua, I took it easy. I was like, yeah, that is the process. All the times we did the test here.
It's fine, I'm okay.
Yes, it's okay. I'm going to give it to you. Urine too. And the times unajua unafanya hizi test, I'm not even competing.
You're not competing? I
was like, yeah, 2018. 2018 we did hapa. I've told them I'm not competing, wananifuata. Unafanya. 2021 we did another one here. 2022 we did the last one.
What's the goal of this?
Like, unajua pia hao ni kama walikuwa tu kuna mtu alikuwa anakaa hivi anasema hapana, Rashid anatumia. I think kitu kama hiyo. Because why even after me saying I've retired, they were still coming for me. They couldn't believe.
How did you want all this show and natural? So kila mtu anajiuliza hiyo swali.
Haiwezekani. Unaona, na mimi mwenyewe nikijiangalia apart from show ya 2016, I wasn't at my best. The only show najua niliwin and I deserved it, trust me. Ni hizi zingine I was winning because I was the best man at the moment. Ningepata mtu mwingine angeninyorosha.
But the best show ulisema win ilikuwa ni gani?
Ile 2016. Hiyo I was at my best. Hakuna Ramadhan, hakuna nini, no excuse. Unaona?
Umefocus kila kitu iko hapo.
Kila kitu iko hapo. So, I don't have issues with ADAC. It's only that the process at that particular time did not favor me. The situation they created, there is no way I was going to wait there and die.
Uliongea na yeye?
Yeah, I talk, bro. Unanieka in such a situation, mimi naongea, mimi si mtu wa kunyamaza. Naweza nyamaza huku nje, but in a place where I'm supposed to talk, I'll talk. And when I have to take an action, I'll take. The same way I'll feed blood and walk to a hospital, the same way you try to create a certain situation, nitakwambia wewe ishia. Why? Because I put myself first. My health has to come first.
So do you have any problem with him?
With the ADAC? The only problem, not personal, I know that I was put in a situation whereby I can never prove myself innocent.
You have no say.
But I like what they're doing. It's only that they need to check some of the conditions they come up with a bit inhuman. You create the same situation next time, I'll tell you no. Trust me. If I have to step on stage again, you create the same situation, I'll tell you no. There's a time they came to test me here. I think that time I had actually retired.
And what year we're talking? 20?
No, that was after 2018. 2018, I was like, I've retired from bodybuilding, so I'm not going to do the test. You know what they did? They called the CEO. There's a guy who used to be called Ragut. Ragut was the CEO of ADAC. So they called Ragut and told them Rashid amekata.
Assume retire?
Yes.
So what's the point of testing you?
This is where we are going to. So akaambia Rashid amekata. So Ragut asked for my number. Akanipigia simu. Ragut akaniuliza, niaje unaambiwa umekata? Nikamwambia, yeah, nimekata. Why? One, nimeretire. Two, I've been told that wametumwa na the current chairman. We do not have an office, KBBF office. So who is this chairman ambayo wanaongelea? Akasema, we didn't know about that, but hata hivyo, we'll just continue with the test. Akaniambia, look here Rashid, my boy is at UON. Na nimerealize siku hizi ana lift weight. I'm very sure my boy follows you. I do not want you to be a good example for my boy. So that is the reason I have to test you whether you are still competing or not. And trust me for that reason. For the reason that there is an upcoming athlete who I might be inspiring. You see? I told myself, Buddha, sifanye hii test. I did the test hapa. Iko sawa. Hiyo ni ya 2018. 2020 before corona, mwezi wa pili nikafanya test hapa. That is something that is not into public domain. And ADAC will never tell you. Yeah.
You never say the same.
Kuna mtu hata alikuwa na believe Rashid hajai kuwa tested.
Later mtu kutestiwa kwa anatoa results huko nje.
Hawatoangi.
Why?
They don't. They are not allowed to, just like nini inaitwaje? HIV by the way. You cannot be given a certificate to show that you are negative. Because unaweza ipata leo baada ya test. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. So ni pia iko hivyo.
Yeah.
You cannot have something to prove that the guy is you are just negative at that moment ulifanywa test that day.
Ndio waje kesho ama
Kesho yake wasema ati huyo results zimetoka, huyo jamani negative. Hapana, during the test he was found to be negative.
Fine. But say we don't know right now.
Right now we don't know.
What?
Huh?
Anyway, yeah, I really appreciate your story. This inspire a lot of guys out there who people believe you have to be nutty or you have to use juice to compete or win some shows. So yeah, tukafungia hapo, nimesema hivyo. Nashukuru sana and thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. This is one of the story he left sometimes inakupeleka mbio up and down, na pia watu inside wana kimbisa wanasema Rashid yeye anamtumbua ni vitu zake anakuwa nakula.
Well, like I told you, I never focus on that negativity, bro. Singe survive what a cancer, because cancer imekuja after attack, zikinafuatana hivi. Cancer, attack, zikinafuatana hivi.
Anakusukuma
sasa hivi. You think I would have survived?
No.
That's why I think generally in life, mindset is a very strong aspect. Mindset. Okay. Sometimes we just never focus on negativity.
Just focus on
yourself and your growth.
Okay. As you know, guys, what we do this is I really appreciate the episode, and if you enjoyed the episode, drop your comment down below. Let us know what do you think about this episode. Story Rashid imekuwa long story but very inspiring story, and the story you can learn so many things. What I want you to do, drop your comment and tell us what you think. See you in the next one. Peace out.